If you don't know what an indicator emotion is yet, you've got to check this out because it's going to change everything you think you do about emotions and how you interact with them when they come up in your body. It's going to clear your system so that you can officially be the person that you want to be and live the life that you want to live. Indicator emotions are any overwhelming emotion that you feel in your body that indicates you are in a stress state, but it also indicates something else to you, which I'm going to teach you in a moment. So these are the emotions like anxiety, depression, anger, guilt, embarrassment, shame, resentment, irritation, contempt, anything that feels overwhelming to your system and that we often think of as quote unquote negative emotions. Now, I don't believe there is such thing as a negative emotion because every emotion you feel indicates something positive for you. And I'm going to teach you what that is and how to access that positive wisdom. Indicator emotions are often shamed actually and avoided in our society. So when you're a kid, if you feel big anger or big depression, what do parents often do? They try to quiet it because they weren't taught that those emotions were safe to feel or how to process them fully, right? So a lot of us learn from a very, very young age that big emotions or anxious emotions are not safe to feel, they're not okay to feel, and that we should shut them down and avoid them. Not only because we might not know what to do with them, but because they make other people uncomfortable. So as adults, we're working with shifting that belief pattern, really changing our relationship to these emotions. And so I want you to start thinking about any overwhelming emotion that comes up in your body on a regular basis, whether that be depression or anxiety or anger or anything else, as an indicator for you to do this. Slow down, connect to the emotion, process it fully with things like breath work, journaling, walking through nature, meditation, seeking support from people that you trust and respect. So process that emotion fully through the body by asking specifically, what are you here to teach me? What do you need me to know? And what do you need me to do? Those are the golden questions. What do you need me to know? What do you need me to do? What information are you bringing me right now? There will always, 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 always be an action indicated by those emotions because depression, anxiety, anger, these are all fear-based emotions that operate in a stress state. So when your nervous system feels unsafe, it perceives fear, it's going to put you into these emotional states to keep you safe and help you survive. But when you experience survival states when this is your kind of everyday average state of being is up in the survival state, your nervous system's going to get burnt out, right? It's only supposed to escalate to that momentarily to keep you safe, like when you're being chased by a tiger, and then you're supposed to come back down to a rest state. But if you have emotions like anxiety and depression that you're avoiding processing, you're going to be up in that survival state all the time. So instead of avoiding these emotions or shaming them or judging them or resenting them, I want you to start embracing the idea that they're there to teach you something very, very important, that they are indicators for you to connect, to process, to integrate, and then release. All right? They will always indicate an action for you. And when you find out what that action is, the emotion will start to dissipate because it's been seen, you've heard what it's trying to teach you, and it'll bring your nervous system down into a rest state. Obviously, I believe that breathwork is super potent when it comes to processing emotions in this way. But if you're a writer, journal. If you're a painter, paint. If you love nature, go out and connect to the world around you, right? You get to choose in this moment how you connect to and process that emotion all the way through, right? So go in, ask those golden questions. What are you here to teach me? What do you need me to do? And then from there, pick an action that aligns with that inner wisdom. This process is not going to come fluid to you in the beginning if you've never done it, because your body's not going to feel safe being seen. So it will take some time to access that inner voice and that intuition and that deep knowledge that that emotion is indicating you need to touch base with, right? But it is always there, and you will absolutely find it when you practice slowing down, connecting, and asking the question. By the time you ask the question, the answer is there for you. I guarantee it. So how do you want to feel? If you normally feel anxiety every day, you connect with yourself, you realize that you're constantly telling people you can do things when you don't actually have the time or energy to do them, it's making you anxious. Or you feel out of control of something that you can't actually control, like other people's perceptions of you or something that already happened. We can't change the past. We can't mitigate the future when it involves other people and their choices and things that we're not in control of. So you connect with the anxiety. You realize that you're attempting to control something you can't control, or you said yes to a million things that you don't actually have the energy to show up for. What is the wisdom there? That you're overextended, that you need to slow down, that you need to choose something that you can control, right? And then the action would be telling those people no, proactively going back and setting some boundaries to protect your energy, maybe slowing down and meditating, doing a breathwork practice, doing something that you feel is nourishing and soothing, or choosing something that you're in control of. So if you fear your child getting hurt on the playground and that's causing you to feel anxious, well, what can you control? You can't control other future actions, and you can control how capable and how prepared they are for the world though. So teach them some skills, or bring someone in that can teach them some motor skills or some street smarts, right? Like you can control teaching them and showing them, but you can't control all their actions. Does that make sense? And similarly, we can't control the things that have already happened to us, but we can control the meaning making process. So you went through an experience that felt really, really bad. You can either sit in that emotion and get stuck, or you can move forward and make a decision to make meaning out of that experience in a way that moves you towards the person that you want to be and the way you want to feel. This crappy thing happened. I learned this from it, and I'm going to take these new actions to make sure that that thing doesn't happen again, and I feel really empowered in that decision, right? Indicator emotions always indicate action. No more shaming, no more blaming, no more resenting the emotions in your body. You're not required to feel anxious or depressed or anger all the time. They will come up in the body because they're beautiful indicators for all this incredible wisdom that you have about what you need to do to step back in alignment, to step back into your authentic boundaries. Whenever I feel out of alignment, thunk, ping of anxiety goes up through my body. But now, instead of feeling overwhelmed and scared and resentful, like, how do I get this out? I go, oh, really? What are you trying to teach me? That's amazing. So you get to choose how you make meaning out of the emotional experiences that you're used to feeling, those challenging feelings, those overwhelming feelings, those big, frustrating feelings. Do you feel overwhelmed with holding in so much anger your entire life? That is an indicator that you need to slow down and connect to and process that emotions now as an adult who's able to do that from a very intentional and conscious and safe place. You know you don't need to feel these emotions. Depression is not a life sentence. Anything that is disordered in your body is just a disordered nervous system pattern. It's not a lifelong sentence, right? You can shift the emotions in your body towards a state of rest, of centeredness, of groundedness, of peace, of joy, of connection, of clarity. You are not required to feel these emotions, but it is up to you to decide how you make meaning out of them and the actions that you take with the wisdom that they're trying to teach you. Let's shift those nervous systems down to rest states. Let's get that clarity of mind, body, and soul, and let's give you the life that you deserve to live, which is one that's connected and inspired and moving forward. So, mwah, I love you. I hope this was helpful. I hope it shifted the way you think about emotions at all times and gave you some insight in exactly what steps you need to take to start processing those emotions, utilizing them as indicators, and fully stepping into the life that you want to live. Yes, I know I am a hand talker. It is what it is. If this video is helpful to you, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for joining me. Mwah. Ciao for now.